Hey, hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your Friday. And I'm super pumped to be talking about health today. It's definitely one of my main passions for certain. And it's such an incredible topic that I think can vary so much for so many people as well. And so I'll just wait, obviously, for a couple of people to jump on. But hey, Deanna, great to have you on, honey. But I think it's such an important topic to speak about because so many people I see just are feeling so exhausted and so tired, and it's very difficult to obviously feel good emotionally, mentally, to have the clarity, to have the focus. Hey Paul, great to have you on. Each day when we're feeling flat, when we're feeling tired, our resilience goes down like 1,000%. I don't know about you guys, but I know I'm not so pleasant to be around if I'm feeling like tired and exhausted as well. So and particularly if this has been like a long-term thing for you. Adrenal fatigue was massive for me. Hey John, great to have you on. Adrenal fatigue was massive for me years ago, like when I first became a single mum. I was already at the point I drank a lot of Coke, like in my younger years. I'd worked myself very hard. I was working like 3 jobs, and this had been like a long-term pattern for me, where like I would work literally from 7 in the morning until 4 at night, and then work like 4 in the afternoon, and then work from 6 at night until 4 a.m. in the morning, sleep for a few hours and get back up and do that again like 2 nights a week. And then the rest of the time I was working like from 7 in the morning till about 4:30 in the afternoon. Hey Lisa, great to have you on. Hey Dee, great to have you on, babe. And it was really challenging for me. Like at that point in time I was so exhausted as well, just from continually pushing myself. And like I said, I was drinking Diet Coke, and it was so detrimental on so many levels. But like fast forward quite a few years, I became a single mum in 2008. I went on like this massive big journey where I really wanted to change my life and make a big difference. And part of that, I was like leaving at 2 a.m. in the morning, going to training like once a month down in Melbourne, having some really late nights, and not getting back till like 11 p.m. back in Wagga after that as well. And so it's one of those really challenging things where life can be hectic at times. And I was trying to build my business. I was trying to raise my 2 kids by myself. Hey Laura, great to have you on, honey. I was trying to raise my kids by myself, and there was just so much to do, and I felt a lot of internal stuff around this. And so when we're actually looking at changing our health, when we're looking at wanting to make those changes, quite often our health gets pushed back if there's other major life events happening, if there's other things that we believe are more important. Hey Therese, great to have you on. That can be really challenging, like when we're feeling that everybody else needs to have priority, that everything else needs to have priority. And it's one of the patterns that I definitely see happening when people are experiencing adrenal fatigue, which is long term as well. Hey Lisa, great to have you on, honey. And it can really make a huge impact. So what is the first step to creating change as well in our lives? Like when we've been tired and exhausted for such a long time, and we've perhaps put our health continually on the back burner, and the bucket's been empty for like a long time. What is it that actually needs to start to change? And number one is we must create a new vision for ourselves. Quite often we've been feeling so tired and so exhausted for such a long time, we're using those words a lot in our own language. We're saying to ourselves, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I just want to sleep, I just wish I could rest, but I can't. Got too much to do. Like a lot of those language patterns we're actually saying to ourselves a lot of the time, and we're hypnotizing ourselves and creating our world to be like that. Now I know that can be a challenging statement, because when things are that way, and that was my argument at the time, I was a single mum, I had to provide for my kids, I felt like I was all alone, but it didn't enable me to I guess like accept the help, or accept or see other opportunities that could really help me in that situation or that circumstance as well. So that can definitely make a huge impact when we're looking at that longer term vision. How do we truly want to be living? How do we want to feel when we wake up every single day? Do you want to feel excited? Do you want to bounce out of bed? or like, is that something different for you? And health can mean all sorts of things for all different people. And of course, with even Western medicine, there's a huge sliding scale. Like when we get blood tests done, and with 1 point difference with a blood test, it could indicate disease or completely healthy. And we know that that's actually not true in our own logical minds, but that's the way that like the medical system has had to be to ascertain, at what point does medical intervention take place. We both know, or like we all know, that there is a hell of a lot that happens in between full, vibrant health, energy, and vitality, and feeling very, very sick or being in a very much disease state where there's loads and loads of inflammation in the body. So it's really about getting clear, what does health look like for you? Is that, being able to run 10Ks comfortably, or is it being able to walk around the block? Whatever that is for you will be like your own vision. But wherever you are, we want to create like that next level. What would be the next level? Because this will inspire you where you actually naturally start to take care of your health, rather than feel like, oh, I better eat healthy today, or oh gosh, I've eaten rubbish all week, gosh, I better get a salad into me, or like where you've got to push yourself and force yourself, and it feels like effort and struggle and pain, as opposed to, oh my God, I'm excited, I can't wait to really get out and exercise today, or to feel stronger, or to feel more energetic, or to eat really, really great. So number 1, build that vision. Get really clear. What is health to you? What do you want that to be? And be specific. And using specificness, that's not just like, I want to lose weight, or, I just want to be a bit thinner. Like, get really clear. What is that specifically for you? Is that X amount of kilos? Is that X amount of body fat percentage? Is that X amount of, the size clothing? Like, if you put numbers to it, that will help you to get a lot more specific. Is it being able to do 10 consecutive push-ups? Is it being able to run a certain distance, or do pull-ups, or, I'm using like a couple of different, but there's so many different ways that you can use as indicators of your markers of health. It might be that you're a certain blood pressure, or that your blood pressure, regulates to a normal level, or any of those indicators are also great. But so long as it's got numbers and it's very specific in terms of, exactly when you've hit that particular goal or that particular thing. So that's like number 1. Number 2 is, why is this important to you? You need a short-term vision, and you need a longer-term vision. For me, my longer-term vision is, I want to be a cool granny. I want to be able to do the splits, and I want to be able to do a headstand. I know that sounds funny, and I'm still currently learning how to ride a unicycle. I kind of get motivated or get inspired for a month or two and don't stick at it long enough. So when I finally decide in my mind that I'm really going to nail it, I'll definitely get out there and do that. But I want to be a cool granny. I want to be the nana that runs around and has loads and loads of energy with her grandkids. So like, that's my longer term vision, and I truly hope that that's at least 10 years off. But it's like looking at that, and I need to take care of my health now. Hey Carly, great to have you on. Hey Nadine. So it's one of those important factors that we really need to get clear. Why is this super important to us? What is it currently affecting? And I truly think our physical health there's also like 3 other components where we need to be looking at our mental health. What are the thoughts that we're telling ourselves every day? What are the negativities? What is your inner critic doing? We all have one, and sometimes they can be nasty and really come out and play and play not in a nice way. So like, our mental health is paramount, and generally links in obviously to our emotional health. Now, when we're emotionally feeling flat, I've experienced this many times, actually, even just with a session that I did with a client the other day. She had physical pain going on. We explored what the physical pain was. She released a lot of emotions around it. Voila, at the end of the session, the physical pain was gone. It's so heavily linked. And if we've got like a lot of stuff going on in our life, that can truly make it like so challenging for us as well. So it's looking at not only obviously our physical health, what are we putting into our body, how much water we're drinking, how are we moving our body, but also how we can take great care of our body in other ways as well. And of course, there's a spiritual side of ourselves as well, where if we're feeling cut off, or if we're feeling disconnected from that deeper part of ourselves, we're not tuning into that part of ourselves, that has its own set of consequences as well. Or if we're not living our truest path, we're in a job that we hate, or there's, in a relationship that perhaps, we need to leave, or that needs to have some changes happen. All of those things are huge indicators of stress that's actually carried within the physical body as well. So get clear. Why is it important? What is it going to give you? What is it going to give your family? Who else is it going to impact? Who else are you role modeling your own health to? Get really, really clear on this, and I really suggest doing a list of even 100 reasons. Why is it important? What is it going to give me? What are the consequences if I don't follow through with this? And lastly, how am I going to feel living this life, waking up, feeling healthy, feeling vital every single day, where I just feel radiant and feel amazing? What else could be possible in my life with that particular vision, and with that particular stepping in and then taking action? And then thirdly, brainstorm all the ways that you could actually do this. What is draining you currently at the moment? What foods are you eating that aren't serving you? What are you spending time on that doesn't serve you? Perhaps, if that's you're in procrastination island or overwhelm island, and you're hanging out doing the Facebook scroll, or watching a TV show that perhaps doesn't really resonate with you, or any of those things. It's really looking at all the other areas of your life, and none of those are wrong, but it's just, are you actually choosing those things intentionally, or are you doing that as a default because you feel tired and because you feel exhausted? The more that we intentionally create things and decide to do things that fill our bucket and make us feel excited, definitely impact our life in a massive, massive way as well. So really taking some time to get clear on, what are the key things that I need to shift and change, perhaps with my emotional health, with my mental health, with my relationships, with other areas of my life that I know are actually impacting on my physical health and well-being. And then lastly, it's preparation. Preparation is so key. It's like preparing in advance so that you're not left with just poor choices because you didn't prepare beforehand. And as humans, we will always go for what is quickest, fastest, and easiest, particularly when we're tired and exhausted. So I always have a salad made up, or I have something ready to go in the fridge, even if it's some boiled eggs or something like that, that I can snack on very quickly and easily, that I know is actually fueling my body with the right nutrition. And I'm a fan of an amazing program called the JBT program. We've just kicked off our shred. Actually, we're kicking it off on the 12th of March. It's actually been to push back a week. So anybody that is looking to create changes with their health and well-being, I would definitely suggest getting in contact with me. But reducing inflammation in our body is so paramount to our health and well-being. And this program 100% helps you to do that. Gluten, dairy, and processed sugars and processed foods are the 3 highest causes of inflammation in your body. So when we're looking at our food choices and what's actually going on at a deeper cellular level, we really want to be flooding our body with the right whole food nutrients as well, that hugely make a difference. So that can definitely make a difference. If you, like I said, if you are looking to make some changes, definitely sing out. I can definitely give you some information about that. And the other thing is, I'm also doing a talk on optimal health and wellness and energy and vitality in Finley. And now Finley are having their Feel Good Expo, which is next weekend. So if you're in the Finley area, I definitely recommend coming down, checking it out. I'll be doing a talk on the Saturday and the Sunday on optimal health and wellness. And on the Sunday, I'll also be doing a Manifesting Your Dream Life chat as well, around what are the steps that we need to take in terms of really taking care of not only building our dreams and our desires and bringing them to reality, but taking great care of our health emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually as well. So I hope that info has been really helpful for you. Start small. If there's only one thing that, hey Raquel, great to have you on, honey. If there's only one thing that you change this week, celebrate that. That is amazing. That is amazing. Remember, 1% change each day creates 365% change over a year. So don't overwhelm yourself if you've got a lot going on. If you are tired and exhausted, just even just drinking 1 extra glass of water a day can have an incredible impact impact, and that will help to build the self-belief to continue with your action steps and keep just like refining things a little bit by little bit by little bit. You know, my diet, like when I look at what I was eating like years and years ago, and at one point in my life I was actually a social smoker. I was drinking like 3 cans of beer a night. You know, I haven't drank for like over 3 years. I've had the occasional 1 or 2 glasses. I think maybe if I counted, you know, I could count it on one hand the amount of alcoholic drinks that I've had over that 3-year period. You know, I certainly no longer smoke. I cut that out a long time ago because I didn't want my kids growing up with the image of me smoking. There's, you know, been so many changes, and then I cut out wheat. That made a massive difference to my life. So it's like I didn't do it all at once, and I think that that can be one of those things where we can beat ourselves up if we fall off track or if we're not following through. Thanks, Laura. That's a beautiful message, honey. If we're falling off track or if we're not, you know, sticking to the whole plan exactly as it needs to be, you know, we can be so hard on ourselves and derail ourselves even more, because then we're just like, well, why even bother? It's kind of like going out finding one flat tire on the car and then slashing the 3 other tires instead of just fixing the tire and going, oh, well, I was a bit off track, and being a little bit kinder to ourselves as well. Hey, Bernie, great to have you on, sweetie. So definitely, like, just get clear 1 or 2 little changes each week, and just like celebrate that, like every single week. Success breeds success, and the more that we celebrate that, the better we feel as well. Hey Mel, hey Phil, great to have you guys on. So it really makes like a huge impact. So if you're just jumping on now, definitely recommend jumping back to the start of the live, building out your vision, getting clear on your why, and then getting clear on what are the action steps that you need to take, and start with small incremental changes. They will help you to build self-belief and self-confidence as you move forward in your journey of health. If anybody's got any questions, particularly if you're experiencing inflammation in our body, and I think these days and these ages, you know, we've all got some form of inflammation happening just because of our lifestyles and because of our stress and the oxidation that actually happens within our cells. So definitely makes a huge difference. Hey Belinda, great to have you on, honey. So if you're looking at reducing inflammation, you're not clear on a plan moving forward, definitely sing out. More than happy to jump in and share with you a little bit about the JBT 8-week shred program, and it's got an amazing lifestyle program. So it's really about opting into that identity change of I am a healthy person and this is just who I am, and from that level you can go out and you make healthy changes because it's who you are, and it just becomes part of who you're being. This morning, like, I was out on my bike riding for 45 minutes. I do that most mornings, not every morning, but I do that most mornings. I love to move my body first thing in the morning because it helps to bring in fresh energy for the day. There's nothing better than starting our day feeling amazing and feeling energetic and feeling inspired to really kick things off and take things to the next level. So like I said, if you're looking at ways to reduce your inflammation, get back on track with your health, sing out. More than happy to help in any way. You can PM me or comment below, and I'll reach out to you, and we can have a quick chat, see where you're at and what you'd like to do moving forward. So have an amazing rest of your day, guys. Celebrate your health and well-being. Look at those couple of key areas of, you know, what are the 1 or 2 things that perhaps need to shift or change as well that are creating stress or emotional stress or mental stress in your life. Yeah, continue building a healthy and happy lifestyle. So catch you guys later. Bye.